you so much for coming back to the show with us. We are back. We are here at Shine Resort of Chigo Road, a place for you to be for all your parties. Do you have a wedding? You have a honeymoon, a baby shower? Mention it. This is the place for you to be. They have very delicious meals. They have very comfortable rooms and very good and nice rooms, conference halls. They have a wonderful swimming pool. I've been in it, and you need to be here. And the numbers are running down on your screen. We are back for the program, Life Connect. Life Connect tonight, we are talking about a very sensitive issue. We are talking about in-laws. Yes, mother out there, father, parent, you are going to be someone who's in-law tomorrow. Just know, just be good, because at the end of the day, it's family. We need to see ourselves happy and promoting this agenda of God of family. I'm back with Mommy Cindy and Mama Flores.
Yes, please.
We're talking about in-laws.
Yes.
You were giving me that beautiful story about a mother and another family and the whole family who could fight this young woman to paint a picture that she's bad.
Yes, I think that it comes with insecurities. I remember a story of one of the lady telling me this story. It was so touching, and it was after I ministered in the women conference, and we talked a little about in-laws. Then I see this young lady, okay, not so young, she was in the middle, very beautiful lady, and she shares her story, how she went through, how she suffered in marriage because of her sister's in-laws and the mother-in-law. This is a lady who got married, but she got married in a Muslim family. So they relocated to UK, and they were staying together. And then as they were staying together like that, you know, life in UK, the rentals are very high. So they had to stay in as a family. So they were not staying alone. They were not staying together because the sisters were not married by then. So they were staying together. So they really mistreated this lady to the extent, because all their mission was to break this marriage. And the mother-in-law was in Uganda, you can't imagine. So they would call the mother-in-law. They would do a lot of things just to frustrate her. One of the things that I can never forget her mentioning was, she would wake up, because they are all working, you know, the life of UK, everybody's working what, but because she's somebody who was trained about her marriage, she honored her husband. So like, I don't want my husband to eat fast food, let me prepare. So she'd wake up, maybe she's working morning shift, she'd wake up very early, prepare the food, and leave for the husband. So this one, they would watch and see, okay, she has prepared, now she has gone to shower, she has eaten hers. And then the one which is remaining maybe is for the husband. Maybe the husband was working night shift. He comes in, eat, shower, eat, and go to bed. Then he can go to another shift. They would put a lot of salt. When she's not watching, they have removed theirs. They have eaten good food, herself good food. You all know that food was tasty. But when the husband started to eat food, we're like, oh my God, what kind of salt is this? So he would tolerate the first day, the second, until the man could not tolerate. These people went to the extent that even if she goes, everybody has gone in the house. This one has gone to work, this one has gone, because everybody in UK works. They close the house. One of them would find of coming back home in the house to come and just pour salt in that sauce, in that food that she has cooked, to the extent the husband could not take it. It was now beatings, slaps. What kind of a person? She's like, I have never done that. I've eaten this food myself. The salt was, who is doing this? She could not imagine that it was the sisters-in-law who were doing this. And all this they were doing just to frustrate her marriage. But why would you go that far? Wickedness. Human beings are wicked. But all these people do this because they don't have the fear of God. Because you are doing this today, tomorrow you get married, they will do the same to you. How will you do that? So I think before we accuse each other of in-laws and in-laws, myself, I'm an in-law. My brother married, he has a wife, and I'm an in-law. Even, you know, where I'm married, I'm also an in-law. So before we give each other difficulties and all that, you just need to know that even yourself, you are an in-law. The way you want to be treated is the way you should have treated another. But also to the mothers who have children who have married, I think every mother, your job would be having your child to have a successful marriage. Support your children to have a successful marriage. Why would you come in to run your son's marriage? Because there are those ones who want to run the son's marriage. My son is gaining weight, you are giving him too much this fast food. My son is losing weight. It's like he doesn't eat at all. Hey, my goodness. He doesn't eat at all. You're going to control the marriage, which is not the right thing. I think And especially when you have been in your marriage, maybe your husband died or you failed your marriage, give these people also a chance to run their marriage. Support them with guidance. Should they get a conflict, you come in with a supportive heart. You don't take sides. That this is my son, because it's my son, I'm going to take sides. There are mothers like that.
Remain objective.
They always support their son. But what you don't know, you are supporting a failure of your son, because it is your son who's going to fail the marriage and get another marriage and get another marriage. What kind of a son are you raising? So come in and correct. If it's your daughter who is wrong, tell her, my daughter, I've listened, but there you were wrong. And rebuke in love, like the Bible says. Correct her. Maybe because you know, some of us who got married when you're young bride, you don't know what to do, you have never been married before, you're bound to make mistakes. Correct her, say, you've made a mistake, but this is what you can do tomorrow, and stuff like. If it's your son and you are the mother, my son, you are wrong. This is how they do. Don't do this and this and this. You can never treat your wife like this. When you give that correction in love and with pure heart, the marriage will succeed.
Mama, I also want to think that it comes also with adaptability. Let us be adaptive. That is what I can say. Because when we look at all the experiences that people are going through, it also behind it there is this other heart of not loving this person. Because to someone you love, there are so many things you cannot do. The Bible says that love is patient, love is kind, and love is tolerant. So you are only doing this kind of fights and all kind of evil just because you don't love this person.
But the question is, will you marry your brother?
No,
if you are a
will
sister,
not,
will you marry your son? Will you marry your brother?
daughter.
Will you marry your daughter? Definitely no. And you wish your son to marry. But if you cannot support them and you are against them, who is he going to marry? Because maybe today can find someone who's not patient, and even tomorrow find another person who's not patient.
And
not everybody can
when you're talking
tolerate
about
that.
the adaptability, you don't talked about words, that there's conflict. When you counsel these people, try to remain confidential.
Exactly.
Because I find that many times words fly so fast. People talk about each other. So if you found that there's something that has happened in your brother's family or your sister's family, or even beyond your children, you're seeing them as your child, keep it within you. You don't have to go and say and tell the whole clan, do you know what was happening? Do you know what I found?
There is fire on the mountain.
Give grace. Why should you? Because at the end of the day, the person you love will hurt. When their marriage breaks, for you maybe you're being selfish, and you'll be like, okay, finally, I didn't like him, I didn't like her, they are gone. I think for her, I don't even know why she likes the person. And this is what you're talking about, being adaptable. You're not going to get the same person. Maybe in your family you are very extroverted, and the person comes and they are introverted. Accept them as they are. They are not like you. We can't be the same. We need to embrace diversity. We need to embrace, you know, we need to remain objective. When we talk about this topic, I remember it makes me think of even the work we do. And this, you know, this is why you're talking about adaptability. If you're having feedback about your work, and they tell you, oh, keep time, or you need to do it better, or you're being slower, don't take it personal.
That's right.
And it is the same thing that sometimes because of entitlement and some of the conflicts we have this mindset like, after all, he's my brother. After all, she's my sister. She's my daughter. You know, try to be objective.
Exactly.
Don't over-intervene in the affairs that don't concern you. And try to remain objective. You don't have to know every little gritty, what food they ate, where have they built the land,
and
where are you living, where are you going.
There are even these ones. I like the other
Mm-hmm.
part when you say that the husband plays a very big role when it comes to the wife. Even us as wives, we play a very big role. Because you find in most families in Africa, the relatives of the wife, they are more in the home. They are more welcomed in the home than the man's relatives. That is, I think that is totally wrong. I think we should not have this kind of division and think that I'm better than the other. If it's my mother comes in. I've ever watched, I think it was a comedy where the man comes in home and is explained to his wife, Mommy has died.
Oh, yeah.
And the man said, the wife says, Mommy has died. Oh my God, Mommy has died. I'm sorry. But she didn't listen. Which mommy has died?
Yes.
So the man just said, Mommy has died. Prepare, we're going to the village. She's like, honey, you wait. I need to go to the salon. So, but we don't have time. Said, but I can't go to the village the way I am. Said, but we don't have time. Mommy has died. No, you wait. She had to go to the salon. The dress said, but we're going to the village. Why would I have to look smart? I have to look smart. She dressed. Okay, the husband asked, so what are we going to buy? Because we're going for funeral. Let's buy cabbage. Let's buy silver fish. Said, so we don't buy meat. No, we can't spend all that money. We are going for funeral. Said, okay. This is the money, go and buy. The woman bought cabbage, the woman bought silver fish and all that. We are going to the village. No cooking oil, no wasting money. They entered the car. As they were going in the car, but which direction are you taking? Which mommy has died? But I said mommy has died, but which mommy? I told you mommy has died. Your mother, of course. What? No.
No, you have to take us to change.
No. We have to buy meat. What? But you said, I told you mommy has died, and you said we're comfortable with cabbage, we don't waste money. Wow. So why do you think the other mom is so special than the other mom? I would think all the mothers should have been treated the same, all the in-laws, because you can imagine the way the lady had to fight and all that. And this is the mindset we have in Africa.
She had to pull down the makeup.
Yes, like if it is the husband's side,
it's not important.
It's not important.
But they have taken care of their son. They have educated their son. They have raised their son.
And
whatever
you know what
your parents
because
has
they're
done.
also parents.
Yes.
Exactly. Would you want to be treated the same way when you give birth to your child, and when you come in, you are treated that way?
And I think, Pastor, that's why we need to empower young people and ourselves. If we are talking about marriage and boundaries, try to see that you build your marriage and you are happy.
Definitely.
Because if you're happy, you'll be thinking of your own marriage. Yeah, and Pastor has already shared with us about the focus of marriage and how important it is because we are honoring God. So if you're busy in your marriage, you will also not have time to every time look and see what is happening. And I think that is why as parents, we need to know that children come and go. Exactly. These children need to be prepared because with time they will go. I think we have had several stories of mothers trying to come. I want to come and visit you. Can I come? No, mommy, sorry, we are going on holiday. You go to your husband.
Especially nowadays in this generation.
Yes.
Gone are the days where children were always giving birth and they want to give you as the grandmother to take care of. Nowadays people don't want with their children. People want to take care of their children. And that's why people are giving birth to 2 to 3 children whom they manage. When they are going to Dubai for holiday, they carry their children to Dubai. Gone are the days of saying, Mommy, we are bringing you grandchildren to take care of, and you are there living.
So
me, I'm waiting for my
marriage,
grandchildren.
Invest in your marriage, so you don't have
bond
time
with your husband.
Yes, with your husbands. Make sure you're also
so that
happy.
you don't have time to
interfere
in your brother's marriage.
But I also wanted to say something remarkable about the mothers-in-law to the daughters-in-law who are coming in marriage. When you read the story of Ruth and Naomi, you realize that what Ruth said is what people take, but they don't really understand the meaning of what Ruth said. Your people shall be my people. She was talking to her mother-in-law. That was not a husband. As much as we use it in church, in our vows, the husband has died. And this was the husband, the son of this woman. Now you can imagine, I just pictured the relationship between the mother-in-law who has lost her son and the young bride. The mother-in-law says to her, go back to your country. And she says, I'm not going back. I think the mother-in-law was like, where are you going? Where are you going? Why are you going with me? With you, I've suffered a loss. I've lost a son. I've lost a husband. I've lost another son. And still you want to go with me? I am not going with you. Go back to your people. Ruth said, I am going with you. Actually, when you read, when Naomi goes back to her people, she says, call me Mara, because I'm a bitter woman. Meaning to say, Ruth was dealing with a bitter woman, and you know what bitter women can do. That means even their words are bitter, their actions are bitter, because she's going, this woman had lost 3 people almost at the same time. She lost her husband, and she lost two sons almost at the same time.
And
She's
was
going
left
back
with
home
nothing.
empty-handed.
Yes,
So you can
yes.
imagine the frustration that Naomi had. But Ruth says, I will go with you despite all your challenges, despite how difficult you are to love. I am going with you. Because Ruth decided to honor this woman and loving this woman in all her shortcomings, in her frustration.
Yes.
See how God rewards Ruth
Yes, with
at the end of the
Boaz.
day.
Yes.
Ruth did not get Boaz because she was a beautiful damsel, because she was this, but the secret is she honored the mother-in-law, who was not
Perfect
easy.
example.
When we honor these mothers-in-law, you come in as a right person. If you are going to give love, be the person who give love. Don't expect to be given,
it.
because when you expect it, you might not be given that
Yes,
love.
yes.
People are difficult. People are not easy.
And they already have a bias.
They already have a bias, and they're already thinking so much about it. They're insecure. Maybe this son you are marrying is a breadwinner.
To the
You know,
whole
when you
family.
marry a breadwinner, ask,
Yes.
oh God, you marry a breadwinner, all eyes are on him. You put on a dress, our money.
Yes.
You put on a hairstyle, we are not
They
eating
say
because
it's
of
not
her.
giving,
Exactly.
It's not giving us anymore.
It's not
Maybe
giving
there were
us
people
anymore.
He was taking care of.
That's right.
And now you've come in. They
Uh-huh.
just, you know, it becomes like a political
That's-
game.
that's
They
right.
feel like, you know, oh, now she's the one taking all
Exactly.
the money. So Mommy has said something very, very remarkable about Naomi's story. And I think for us to fear God, at the end of the day, like we said, it goes back to you. What are you going to do in the circumstances? Choose to lift up the name of Jesus. So at the end of the day, they will
Yes.
do everything. They will
Yes.
say all the words. They can say anything. But when you choose to lift up the name of Jesus, I have seen it works.
Definitely.
Even that person who was biased about you, they'll start saying, wow, oh, you brought this woman. Oh, we thank God for this man.
By the way,
Because
even
initially
if they
people
don't
know
say,
you.
even if they
Yes.
don't say,
Yes.
this is what I've discovered. In many times we do good things, and sometimes people don't appreciate.
Yes.
You expect someone to say thank you.
Yes.
And let me tell you, if you start to pay attention to people's appreciation, you fail to do good things, because human beings don't know how to
Don't
appreciate. You give yourself, for you know, and I've done this today. At
Yes.
least they're going to appreciate.
Yes.
No,
They're
actually, they
expecting
rather look for faults.
Yeah.
They
Within
leave
that
all
same
the
thing.
90% you have done good.
Yes.
They are looking for that negative thing. And negative things are more faster than positive things.
Yes.
They are going to look for the dress you
They
put on. It
forget
was
all the
short.
good things.
At least it was long. They hair. But how about the 90% have done good?
Yes.
So how do I advise to that younger? Because there may be someone watching and said, as you are talking, women of God, I've done it all. I've loved my mother-in-law. I have blessed her. But this woman does not appreciate. Now, don't look for applauses. Continue doing good. One thing I like about God, God always remembers people. There's a way God will pay you. They might not even
And he
see
prepares
anything
the table
for you in
He
front
prepares,
of your
he will
enemies.
prepare a table before those very people.
Yes.
He will prepare a table because God is faithful.
Yes.
And then he will refute everything.
Yes.
I mean, as much as they will not say that God is a master. And that is
Yes.
why it is very important to have God at the center.
In our lives,
Pastor,
yeah.
it is very
That's true.
important.
Very powerful.
Even for husbands, and maybe you're finding a challenge even with the family, and you feel like I'm giving, like what Mommy was saying, you're trying your best because you know you don't know these people. You've just come into them.
That's right.
So it is most likely that you try to do good. You try
Yes,
to be
of
there
course, to
for
win
them.
their hearts.
Yes, to
You're
win
right.
their hearts. And
Yeah.
you feel like I'm trying everything. And then you find that it's not working. But at the end of the day, like the Bible says, do not tire in doing good.
Good,
in due
yes.
time you'll be
Yeah.
rewarded.
Yes.
And I think it also, like in ministry, we don't hope that people will reward us. We know
but
God is the
God.
rewarder.
Yeah.
Because you do good and then when you expect they will reward, they will say,
They
oh,
speak ill about
yeah, how much have they given? Oh, they should have done more. They have the money. They
Exactly.
should have, you know. So it is a decision, a conscious decision, intentional
make,
that you
yes.
take and you say, for me, I choose to glorify God.
God,
And the
yes.
God who sees in secret
Exactly.
is going to reward us. But this does not mean that we should not change. You are listening to us and maybe you're feeling like, I'm going to make this girl's life trouble. For me, I don't like you. Or you feel like this guy, for me, our blood doesn't mix. People like saying those things. Me, I don't know why, but I don't like you. No, you can't hate someone for nothing. You cannot sit there and say, me, I don't like the person. Make
And
up
when
your
you
mind that you're
love
going to
God,
be the change.
yes.
Yes, you can't
And
be
also
biased
I want
like
to say,
that.
Pastor, you said a husband and
Yes.
wife be an unbeatable team.
Yes.
You are the one who have brought this person. I think we should
Yes.
emphasize that.
Yes.
You play a very big role for the people to accept
Protect
this person.
your wife.
You can't sit down and allow your family to toss your wife like a
Yes.
kid.
No,
They
no,
ask
no.
her this
It's not
question,
acceptable.
they are insulting her, and you're just quiet. You play a role as a man and say, no,
Take
this
a
is not
stand.
right. Take a stand as a man. You can't be there. Your wife is trying to watch TV. Your brother comes from nowhere, change the channel and said, he's my brother, he's my brother. No. This is the time you said, no,
That is very
excuse me, this is
disrespectful.
disrespectful.
Yes.
You find her watching TV. This is what she wants to watch. How about you asking, Auntie,
Pastor
are you
mentioned
watching?
this. Pastor, I know someone who told me that. A younger brother, moreover, very young, came to live with them, and they would just, she's sitting there watching something, he would just get and change. Pew, he has changed.
And the brother that says
yes,
nothing.
and he says nothing.
That
And
is
he
totally
will just
wrong.
do anything.
Yeah.
I think that we need to be respectful.
We need to be
Sometimes
respectful.
it goes as far as young sisters to the husband wearing the clothes. The clothes. I know some friend whose sisters-in-law were staying with them, and they were saying,
It's like you come in my house.
they come
You
into
pick
your
us
house,
like-
they
Sister, I
come
know you
into your
put on my
wardrobe,
clothes
and,
without asking me.
Yes, they put on what they want, and
Wow.
it fits and looks
But
good
now
on them.
the husband
and they
shouldn't
go.
just keep quiet about
And there are
that.
some men who fear their relatives.
Yeah.
You just keep quiet. That shows you're not a man. If you start to fear your relatives, you're not a man. You need a skirt. You are a woman in this marriage, definitely. Because you're not playing your role as the
need
head
to-
of the family.
you
You
need
need
to
to
have
head
a
this
stand.
family. So have a stand. Say, no. Even if your wife is wrong, you don't correct your wife in public. You
Yes.
take your wife inside.
Yes.
I tell my wife that was not right.
And
You don't
Pastor,
talk to
thank
mommy
you for
like
saying
that.
that. You
This
can't be
is
correcting
your
sorry,
wife
correcting
in
your
public.
wife in public.
In public, you shout at your wife like nothing.
Yes.
That means, by the way, men who do that, you are equally telling people, me, I'm foolish. That's why I also married a foolish woman. Because a foolish plus a foolish become husband and wife. So you, the wise one, portray wisdom.
Yes.
Take your wife, oh, my wife. Okay. Then you go inside, tell my wife, this was not right.
And
You would
Pastor,
have
remember
done
my
A, B,
husband
C,
has
D.
said this in the past. Like, when you're in public, I say this, okay, but honey, I think here you need to
Yeah,
change.
exactly.
And I think no one wants to be embarrassed in public.
Yeah.
Even
Definitely.
children.
Even children,
Even our
yes,
children.
yes.
I can't correct my children in the
Yeah,
church and
so-
say, you did this. They want it to be private.
Yes.
So I think Mommy mentioned something about taking a stand.
Taking a
It's
stand.
like taking a
yes.
stand for Jesus. You were Christian, that's it. You were Christian, you are a believer.
Then-
Take a stand for the Lord, there are things you not do.
And
There's
even you,
something
the
for
lady who have
marriage.
brought your husband in the
Yes.
family, you can't, honestly, me, I can't stand anybody who disrespect my
Yes,
husband.
yes.
It can never happen.
Yes.
I cannot stand
Yes,
that. I don't
yes.
care who you are, whether you are his
Yes,
mother. If I
yes.
see you disrespecting him, I'd rather walk
Yes,
away.
yes.
Because I want to continue respecting
And
this
Pastor, when
man.
you show that, people will start to honor him. They will start
Definitely.
to show, you know what? No, this one we cannot cross.
Do you know what it is
you
to
will
have
not
to
cross.
take your husband to your family and they're
Yes.
disrespecting you? They say, that
Yeah,
one is
that
like
one,
that. Hey, you can't do that. So it is you who have brought this
Yes.
person
Yes.
who give a picture that I married a real man.
Yes.
This is a husband.
Yes.
We don't say that we don't have conflicts in marriage. Every marriage has conflicts. But how do we handle? So if you are in marriage, sometimes what brings families, marriages, in-laws to come in marriages, you have misunderstanding with your husband. The first thing you have called.
You called your
Mommy, today
family.
he has shouted at me. He has done this and this.
This is not
Tomorrow
okay.
they are
Yes,
going to dress
Pastor.
him that way.
Yes.
Because that's what you have reported.
And you
So
never
they are going to
tell
just
that
see a
picture.
man with no sense, a
Yes.
beater, a cheater, a what
Confidentiality.
you know of your marriage. Protect your
And
marriage.
Pastor, we are talking about boundaries. You can't say everything. And not just the
Everything.
family.
Yeah.
Therefore, you tell your friends everything, what your husband
Because
did,
why I
what your
brought
wife
that?
did.
Because some
So there's no
families
protection.
are coming in because you
They
are
have been
mistreating
in-
our daughter.
Yes.
You are
Because they have
mistreating
been
our
involved.
daughter. Our daughter was beaten and stuff. You don't tell them what you
You
did. You just report. And want to close by saying, I don't support a man who beats his wife.
Yes.
Not at all.
Yes, please.
You don't beat.
Don't
because
beat women,
you do not
please.
marry a kid. That's not
Please,
a dog.
it is not okay.
There's
It's not
always a
godly.
way of handling conflicts. But again, you who's been
It is
beaten,
also criminal.
you don't call your family. They have beaten me. They have done this and this. Tomorrow you reconcile in your
Yes.
bedroom,
Yes.
but the picture you have given them,
They'll stay
it
with
remains
it.
with,
Mommy,
with
would
them.
you love to give us your very last remark on this? Because
loves
the
this.
show
I
is
like this.
continuing and continuing and continuing.
Viewers love marriage, please. Marriage is
I want to thank God for the time that we have been sharing about in-laws. I call them in-loves.
Yes.
As you are coming in this family, choose to love, and you always bring the person and protect your person, and make sure that things things are working well. And you, the in-laws who are receiving it, I think it is good to have a peaceful family. Welcome this girl, welcome this man, and let's all support them to have a successful marriage. I wish you have a successful marriage. If you have any question, the lines are, the numbers are there down. Send in your question. I know that some of you have a lot of questions. How do I handle this? My husband is hard. My mother-in-law is hard. We would love to hear from you and answer you and pray with you. The Lord will help you. God bless you, and may you have a successful marriage.
Thank you so much, Mami. Mami Florence, just one last statement before we close the show.
If I take you by your word, protect your marriage, keep your boundaries. Above all, be ruled by love. Love people, be patient, and give them grace.
Thank you so much, women of God and our dear viewers. We are coming to the very last minute of this show. We cannot push it any longer. It is really good. We would love to stay, but what can we do? The time is out. Program Life Connect. Thank you for viewing KTV. Always, every Tuesday we are here. Wait for us next Tuesday. Thank you.